Have you ever played a strategy game where your brain power, not just your clicking speed, determined the winner? In the next 10 minutes, we're diving deep into the classic grand strategy game, Rise of Nations, to uncover how it brilliantly connects technology, money, and territory into one elegant system. Forget mindless resource gathering. We'll explore why mastering the research tree and managing your national economy is the true key to victory. We'll break down why rushing science is so powerful, how expanding your borders literally prints money, and why the market is your best friend in a pinch. If you want to understand the genius behind this timeless RTS, you're in the right place. Rise of Nations masterfully weaves technology and finance into a single, cohesive system, a core mechanic that drives your civilization from the ancient age all the way to the information age. Unlike many other real-time strategy games that focus on micromanagement, Ron puts a heavy emphasis on the big picture. Macro-management, territorial control, and long-term economic planning. This makes technological supremacy a direct requirement for both financial and military dominance. The game's design forces you to constantly balance your immediate military needs with your long-term investments in technology and your economy. The entire system revolves around the library, where you research everything. The technology tree is split into 4 distinct categories: science, civic, commerce, and military, and they are all interconnected. The science branch, for instance, is arguably the most crucial investment you can make in the early game. Why? Because each level of science research doesn't just unlock the ability to advance to the next age. It also gives you a permanent global discount on the cost and research time for everything else. This creates a massive compounding benefit. An early science rush is a common and incredibly powerful strategy because it accelerates your entire national development, creating a snowball effect that can leave your opponents in the dust, while science fuels your progress. The civic and commerce research trees are the backbone of your nation's economic engine. Civic technologies are absolutely essential for expanding your territory. They grant you the ability to build new cities and push out your national borders. More borders mean you claim more resource deposits and, crucially, those valuable rare resources that provide unique bonuses. Commerce technologies, on the other hand, are all about efficiency. They improve how quickly you gather resources and generate wealth. These techs increase your commerce limit, which is the maximum amount of a resource you can stockpile before your gatherers slow to a crawl. They also boost the income you get from caravans and merchants, turning your trade routes into rivers of gold. Financial management in Rise of Nations is built on a dynamic, multi-resource economy. It's not just about gold. You have 6 primary resources to juggle: food, timber, metal, oil, wealth, and knowledge. Each one has a specific and important function. Wealth, which is basically your gold, is the primary currency for researching new technologies, buying powerful late-game military units, and, most importantly, playing the market. A steady income of wealth generated through trade caravans, rare resources, and specific commerce techs like taxation is absolutely paramount for sustaining a powerful war machine and keeping your research going at full speed. Without wealth, your empire will grind to a halt. This brings us to one of the most brilliant features of the game, the market. The market is your central hub for financial intervention and resource balancing. Here, you can buy and sell any of the 5 material resources: food, timber, metal, oil, and even knowledge in exchange for wealth. This mechanic creates a simulated global economy where prices fluctuate based on supply and demand. If you're selling a lot of timber, its price will drop. If everyone is buying food, its price will soar. A clever player can exploit this. You can sell your surplus resources to fund a critical technology upgrade or to quickly purchase an army to defend against an attack. It adds an incredible layer of strategic depth, allowing you to adapt to any situation by converting one resource into another. Technology doesn't just unlock new things, it fundamentally changes the value of resources and the cost of your army. A perfect example is the introduction of oil in the industrial age. This single resource completely transforms the late-game economy and military strategy. Suddenly, your most powerful unit tanks, aircraft, and advanced ships all require a steady supply of oil. This makes controlling oil deposits and researching technologies like the refinery an absolute top priority in the endgame. A nation with technological superiority can field a more powerful, better army for a lower effective cost. Your advanced tanks might be more expensive up front, but with the right tech, they become far more cost-effective than waves of older, weaker units, making an economic victory a very real possibility. The relationship between territory and finance is another key innovation in Rise of Nations. Expanding your territory by researching civic techs and building new cities isn't just about grabbing more resources. It's a passive form of wealth generation. Once you start researching the taxation line in the commerce tree, a portion of your nation's territorial control is converted directly into a steady stream of wealth. This brilliant mechanic ensures that controlling the map, even parts of it with no obvious resources, remains economically valuable. It adds a whole new layer of depth to strategic expansion. You're not just grabbing resource patches. You're building a foundation for your national treasury. And of course, the grand march through history itself is entirely driven by technology. Advancing from one age to the next is a major civic technology upgrade, requiring a significant one-time investment of food and wealth. But the benefits are transformative. Aging up instantly upgrades all of your existing military and economic buildings to their next historical version and unlocks powerful new unit types and resource gathering bonuses. This creates a powerful tech rush dynamic where players race to be the first to reach the next age. Being the first to hit the classical or gunpowder age gives you a temporary but often decisive military and economic advantage over your rivals. In summary, the design of Rise of Nations moves far beyond the simple resource-gathering loops of many traditional RTS games. It creates a complex interlocking system where everything is connected. Technology isn't just a path to better units, it is the catalyst for all economic growth, territorial expansion, and financial efficiency. Your ability to strategically prioritize the 4 research branches, especially the cost-reducing science tree and the wealth-generating commerce and civic trees, what ultimately determines your power. It underscores the game's core philosophy. A strong, technologically advanced economy is the ultimate source of national power and the surest path to victory. And that's our deep dive into the brilliant economy of Rise of Nations. It's a masterclass in game design. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more content like it, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow and bring you more analyses of your favorite games. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for the next video.